What if you could read minds just for one day? At first, it sounds like a superpower, knowing what people really think, never second guessing, never overthinking again. But here's something most people don't realize. The desire to read minds often comes from a deeper strength, your ability to understand people on a level others don't even try to reach. Psychology shows that people who wish they could read minds are often already highly perceptive, they just don't trust it yet. So let's explore what would really happen if you could read minds for one day and what it reveals about you. 1. You'd realize how much people are overthinking too. Research indicates that most people spend a huge amount of time worrying about how they're perceived. If you could hear their thoughts, you'd notice something surprising. They're just as unsure as you are. That confident person you admire, they're questioning themselves. That quiet person, they're analyzing everything. It would make you feel less alone and more connected. 2. You'd see that not every thought is meaningful. Psychology shows that the human mind produces thousands of thoughts daily, many of them random, repetitive, or even contradictory. If you could read minds, you'd quickly realize not every thought deserves attention. Someone might think something negative for a second and forget it the next moment. This would teach you something powerful. Thoughts don't always reflect truth. 3. You'd understand people, but also feel overwhelmed. Research indicates that high empathy can sometimes lead to emotional overload. Hearing everyone's thoughts, their worries, fears, insecurities, would be exhausting. You might start to appreciate the natural boundaries your mind already has and realize maybe not knowing everything is actually protecting your peace. 4. You'd notice how much people filter themselves. Psychology shows that social behavior relies heavily on self-control and filtering. If people said everything they thought, relationships would be chaotic. But because they choose what to express, they create harmony. You'd begin to see that what people choose to say matters more than every passing thought. 5. You'd finally trust your own intuition more. Here's the most important part. If you could read minds, you'd realize you were already picking up on more than you thought. Small tone changes, body language, pauses, your brain notices these things automatically. Research suggests that intuition is often just fast, unconscious pattern recognition. In other words, you don't need to read minds. You already understand people in ways you don't fully realize. So maybe the real question isn't, what if you could read minds for a day? Maybe it's, what if you started trusting the insight you already have? Because the truth is, your sensitivity, your awareness, your curiosity about others, these aren't weaknesses, they're quiet strengths. And once you learn to trust them, you don't need superpowers to understand the world around you. If this made you see yourself differently, subscribe for more psychology insights that help you understand your mind and turn it into your greatest strength.